The speaker representing graduate students is a candidate for the Master of Music degree in piano as a student of Sharon Mann. Please welcome to the stage Kevin Lee Sun.
President Stoll, Provost and Dean Sheeran, members of the board, faculty, staff, families, and the graduating class of 2017. It is an honor to be standing here this morning. In my past 2 years as a master's student in piano performance, I have met some of the hardest working and most passionate people I know. Any one of those could be up here giving a speech instead of me, so I'm thankful for this opportunity. I wanted to share with all of you a narrative, a story of what the San Francisco Conservatory of Music has taught me about beauty and about growth. 3 years ago, I was a junior in undergrad majoring in biology and ancient Greek. I was taking piano lessons for fun, but no music classes, and I hardly ever performed. For me, it was all about getting into medical school. So that summer, I traveled down to Oaxaca, Mexico, where I worked in health clinics for the indigenous people who live in that state. It turned out that the place where I was staying had an old, upright piano. And when I wasn't in the clinics, I would play on that piano, learning Bach's Goldberg Variations and Schumann's Fantasy. One night at dinner, my host confronted me and she told me, "La música te importa." She had never heard someone play the piano with so much conviction in its beauty. Why couldn't I put medicine on hold for a while and dedicate myself to growing as a musician? Those words in Spanish from a Oaxacan lady changed my life. I came here in 2015, and I started working hard. In my first year, I played several works by student composers, among them Daniel DeToni and John Vidovic. I gave a solo recital, collaborated with cellist Yin Lee, performed in a masterclass, and I was even chosen by piano chair Yoshikazu Nagai to be the piano department assistant of this conservatory for 2016-2017. It was an incredible year. But at the end of my first year jury, with the piano faculty as judges, I was asked to play Brahms. I had just started, only 16 measures into it, when Paul Hirsch cut me off. He said, "Kevin, usually we don't do this in a jury, but I needed to say something. It sounds like you're trying too hard. You're emoting and showing us that you feel so deeply about the music, but it's getting in the way of the clarity. We don't care about how you feel. We want to hear what the music is about." Trust it to Paul to give it to you straight. Backstage, I was stunned. My immediate question was, then what does classical music need me for? I have been wrestling with this idea for the entire past year. I've thought about how Sharon Mann, my piano teacher, my mentor, how Sharon told me that teaching was at its best and most exciting when a student came in with a look in their eyes, so confident in their grip on their interpretation, that Sharon would work to persuade them to relax their grip and reconsider. How do we as students get that confidence? I've thought about how Rebecca Plack, singer and historian whose German lieder class I took, how Dr. Plack taught us that arguments that we develop should be based primarily on musical evidence, not on how we feel. Our belief in the music's beauty guides us to research, to investigate, to analyze. We find trends and patterns, reasonable proof for our belief. Our confidence then is in the proof of musical beauty that we have found and that we share with our clear, authentic, argumentative voices. So maybe what Paul meant during my jury was something like this: don't flop around on the stage like you're possessed by the beauty. Show me clearly how I can find it too. Many times our beliefs about beauty come into disagreement. It happened a lot as I spent months helping put on the Hot Air Music Festival, an event in March here at the Conservatory that features only new music. Brian Lynn, Taylor Rankin, Mika Nakamura, Peter Engelbert, and I, as a team, we'd argue on Monday nights about what kind of music to accept, how to order the program, how to present and market a new music festival. It happened a lot in my chamber music quintet with Rachel Clement, Rosie Ahn, Valentina Ivry, and Yishang Shen. After a particularly heated rehearsal on Robert Schumann's third movement, Valentina and Rosie calmed us down by summing it up in this text that they sent. Due to our passion regarding music and wanting to sound better, sometimes we need some arguments. I think they were right. And I believe the best discussions are ones when we are not timid or apathetic, but when we have clear and confident views to work from. My friend from undergrad, Erica, gave me a good summary. Disagree, then commit. We musicians are trained to be quite good at disagreeing, then committing. We are open-minded in our lessons as we incorporate the feedback of our teachers. We are active listeners of our friends who have different tastes, but we still share music and play for each other. My studio mate, who I just saw yawning over there, Kobe Ashkenazi, and I have had especially involved late-night conversations about empathy, memory, and the music of Scriabin. We've pushed each other to reconsider what we believe is beautiful, enjoyable, and meaningful. When new ideas force us to reconsider what we know, we slowly begin to grow. My violist friend and colleague, Cynthia Ryan, once said as we sat in her car talking at midnight, that we can make people feel pretty uncomfortable when we challenge their fixed worldviews with fresh possibilities. People can try to drag us backwards, tell us to not expect too much, to not reach too high. But why should we limit ourselves when we feel a clear necessity to do something based on our emerging beliefs? We can't be stuck in past failures, or even worse, live in fear of failing. That's what I learned from my pianist friend Cai Jun when he found me on election night, crying on a sofa in the fifth floor lounge. He told me that my strong feelings were because I believe in my country's democratic process and its beautiful imperfections. He told me that in China, they don't get to vote, much less vote for a president every 4 years. As he sat by me that night, I was struck by this thought. We are guided by our sense of beauty towards believing that things matter in the present. And when things matter to us, we work to change the future. We change the future of music one step at a time. Perhaps your journey consists of earning a postgraduate degree, winning an orchestra job or opera role, competing, teaching, playing gigs. Whatever your next step, remember that music needs not only the most technically capable, the most musically sensitive, the most business savvy. It needs us graduates who will advocate for our unique visions of what music can be. Life is an evolving narrative. Strokes of luck force us to rechart the course. New ideas challenge our assumptions, even our values. In facing our changing future, we take as comfort these two certain things. There is beauty in life worth advocating for, and in our time on earth, we grow and help others grow. I can't wait to see what our graduating class does for music, to see how we grow from this day on. Congratulations to all of you. Thank you very much.